What's up, Facebook? What's up, YouTube? We're live.
We're
Live.
yelling. It's all about the energy, Steve. It's all about the
We
energy.
are live.
Come on. We are live right now. You're alive. I'm alive. That cigar is in the wrapper. How does that plastic taste? Come on here, Steve.
Casa Bella, CB.
Okay.
And
It's
here's
got to be great.
Money Man Tyson. Hold on one second.
All right. There he is. Okay.
What's up,
World, we
Kenneth?
have a special guest tonight, Mr. Kenneth Tyson Sene. How are you, sir?
Can't hear you.
Oh, okay, his mic is muted, Steve.
Not by me.
Okay, Ken, do you see the? Can you unmute your mic? There it is.
Hello?
Okay, we're still having some sound problems here, but we'll get it sorted out.
Turn your on your iPhone right here. This little turn it on. So,
Okay,
Hear me?
you hear us?
yep,
Ken?
we got you now.
All right, good.
All right, Matt,
Nice.
start it over because I don't know if you heard us or not.
Yeah, I was listening to everything you hear. You guys just couldn't hear me.
You heard those names he was calling you? He was
Nah,
calling
nah,
you Tyson. He was calling you KJ. He was
yeah,
calling you a whole bunch of names.
yeah,
But you like to be known as Tyson, correct?
yeah. That's what everyone usually calls me.
Okay, so
What's up,
now
Tyson?
I know we've met before, and I remember you from the amateurs. So in order to introduce yourself to our audience here, why don't you tell about your amateur career first?
Well, I've pretty much been fighting since 2016, I believe. Been doing it for a while. Fought like all over Florida in the 152 division. I beat a lot of top guys that were in my weight class.
Okay, what's the like the highest tournament you've been to in the amateurs?
The hardest tournament, I'd probably say the Golden Gloves, really, because I fought this one kid. He was like 6'5", and he had like 200 and something amateur fights, and I just had got my 10. That was um that was Andre Durrell's nephew. From his
Andre Durrell's nephew, really,
Yeah, I fought him in the amateurs.
and he's 6'5". How tall are you?
Yeah, 5'6".
5'6". Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
I
you're in
was
the
like,
same weight class?
I was in his weight class.
Yeah. Wow, that's incredible. That's incredible,
And
man.
where was that? Was that at where was that at?
That was at the heavyweight factory.
Oh, nice, nice, nice.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah, it was the
that
Golden Gloves at the heavyweight factory.
that
Right.
was the only difficult fight I remember because of the height.
Yeah. So what
Right.
if they asked you to fight him as a pro? Would you want to
Oh
fight
yeah,
him again?
oh yeah, like I'm definitely more experienced than now. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Before I just got 10 fights then, so I was still getting the hang of things.
So I don't know if you heard, but Matt was introducing you as undefeated, 3-0.
Yeah,
We just saw you fight this past weekend. Tell us about that experience.
it was really good, man. I wanted to put on the show, and that's what I came out there to do. I would, you know, I wanted things to go different. Like the guy kept holding, because I was trying to get the knockout. That's what I was really aiming for, but still put on a great show. I know he felt my punching power, so that's the good thing. I
Yeah.
showcased my speed and how explosive I can be.
Yeah, you guys. He looked like he had some power on him too. Were you feeling his shots, or?
I didn't necessarily feel his shots, but I did feel his strength when he was holding me because it was hard to get him off of me. Like I couldn't just push him off of me like any other dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe you can tell some of our more casual fans what it's like when you're in the middle of a boxing match and you're constantly being held by someone who's as strong or stronger than you. What does that do to your energy level?
So it brings it down. Like it frustrates you too because you can't get off the shots you want to get, and then now you're using most of your muscle to like just keep the dude off of you, and then you have to worry about keeping your guard up and everything like that, so he doesn't hit you after he lets you go and everything.
Yeah.
Right, right. I understand. Yeah. So how many amateur fights did you have altogether before you turned pro?
Think about 30. I think about 30 or yeah, I think about 30. Yeah, 30 amateur fights.
Okay.
26 and 5.
All right. Right. And I also kind of remember you hanging out with Marcel
Oh
Baltier
yeah,
and
yeah,
Trap and Dominique Francis also for a little while. Did
yeah,
you
yeah,
train
yeah.
with them or what was that
Yeah,
story?
we used to train together. Me and Marcel, we used to train together. Like we're like brothers. We always talk, you know. Like that's my little bro right there. We always talk, hang out. We sometimes we train on the side, like strength and conditioning and stuff like that. Yeah.
So Tyson, let me ask you something. So the middle name Jerry, was that named after someone special? Any famous person?
Nah, I don't know. I think my dad just gave me that middle name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is he a fan of Jerry Rice, football player?
maybe he
Yeah.
does. He does like watching football.
Yeah.
So
What
yeah,
what about your first name, Kenneth?
Kenneth. Yeah, he came up with that name too, Kenneth. I don't know why, but he just came up with the name Kenneth.
And they call you KJ when growing up? Was that your nickname?
Well, like my friends, I gave it my friends. That's what they call me, KJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what it kind of stuck to me.
Uh,
Cause
Now they
like,
call
I,
you Tyson, huh?
yeah, my dad, he got a thing with K, the letter K. So all
Yeah.
his kids have the letter K in their name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How many brothers and sisters you have?
Well, I have like three younger sisters. I'm the only boy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did they see you fight the other day?
Yeah, they saw it on my Instagram. They saw it.
They were proud of their brother.
Yeah, yeah.
You put on a good show. You should be proud.
Thank you,
We
thank you.
enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You
What
guys
do you
like it?
think? What do you think of the whole atmosphere there at the Intercontinental with the black tie and all that? What do you think about that?
Oh, it was good. It was definitely different. It was different from the other shows I've been in. It was definitely different. Like I enjoyed it. It was like a real professional event, and it felt like a real professional event.
Yeah.
So I really liked the atmosphere, and then the people that was there and everything. It was like a lot of like true boxing fans were there.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, well, of course, you had a lot of friends of Henry's who have probably grown up around him, and you had a lot of friends of all the fighters because it wasn't a big audience.
Yeah,
So once you count everyone that that's involved with each one of the gyms and their families, and um, the KO Fitness crew was sitting behind me. They had a good 7 or 8 people in their crew. Uh, you know, so tell us about where are you training now?
I train out of Fort Lauderdale and Contenders Boxing Gym.
At Contenders. Okay.
Yeah, at Contenders.
And who's your main trainer?
My main trainer is Stephen Ray.
Okay. How long you been with him?
My whole boxing career, basically, ever since I started in 2015.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you're right there in the park then, Carter Park, right?
yeah, right there in Carter Park. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I like when they have their outdoor events there. That's cool also.
Oh
That's
yeah, yeah,
like the raw boxing, when they have set the ring up outside and it's under the stars and all that.
yeah. And
Um,
then the whole neighborhood gets to come out and watch. Yeah, that's pretty.
yeah.
Have you ever fought there in the amateurs?
Yeah, I fought right out here. Um, I remember I fought like this kid named Get Right, and that was like a good toe to toe fight right there.
Yeah.
People like that fight right there. Had a
Nice.
good
So
fight
so so
there.
what's your goal? What's your goal in this boxing game?
I want to become a world champion in the 147 division. That's my main goal, to be known and have a stamp in the 147 division. You know,
That's what's up. That's what's up. And what do you need to do to get there?
what I need to do, beat
Yeah,
everyone out.
let's
That's what I'm
go.
trying to do.
Let's go. So your manager and your trainer is pushing you to you'll fight.
Oh yeah,
You want to be
I'll be
active.
active. Yeah, I'm gonna be active. That's one thing for sure. I have a good team behind me, so I'm always gonna be active. That's one thing about it. They know what they're doing with me, so I'm gonna be
All
active.
right.
I'm gonna do my part, which is train and win. You know, that's
Well, what's
pretty.
your training schedule like, Tyson?
Uh, uh, I come to the gym at 3, and then usually
Three
sometimes
a.m. 3 a.m.
no 3 in the afternoon.
3 in the afternoon. Okay.
Yeah, and then depending on what I do in the gym, I'll do something on my own at night, or and sometimes I'll do something on my own in the morning, and then come to the gym at 3.
Okay. And what are you
Yeah.
doing the rest of the day?
Rest of the day, I just do this full time. So if I'm
Training
not
full
training,
time.
yeah, full time, because I want to be at the top. So I do this full time. I don't want no distractions.
Right, right. So
Right.
you're just boxing's your life. That's it.
Just, yeah, boxing is my life.
And how old are you now?
Well, 23 years old.
Okay. So, do you have another fight? Do you have your next fight lined up yet, or
Yeah, my next fight's already lined up in February.
where's that going to be?
It should be in Miami.
Oh, is that
Who's promoting?
also on the Rivalta card?
I don't know if it's on the Rivalta card. Moto MNR Boxing Promotions.
M&R. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
M&R. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
MNR Promotions.
Yeah, they put on a good show also. They're
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I fought for them. I think like twice. I think or once. Yeah,
As a professional,
yeah. As a professional.
was your first fight M&R?
Was my first fight MNR? I'm trying to remember. I know the second one was for sure. I don't know if the first one was. I know the second one was for sure.
Okay. Yeah, they usually have it like in Orlando, right, Matt? Or
no, M&R is usually down in Miami.
Miami.
Miami, right there.
Yeah, they were at the
Like
they've been
that.
at a couple of places, but they've been at the fairgrounds lately.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair.
yeah.
Their last show was in Hialeah, in like it was like a sound studio, like a movie or whatever sound studio. So it was a big, empty room, and that was a good night also. You
Yeah.
know, with the whole COVID thing, they're limited with the amount of seats that they can sell. So everyone has a good seat. Everyone's
Yeah.
relatively close to the ring.
Oh yeah.
So that's a
Who-
good thing. How has COVID affected your training? Do you think it set you back at all, or?
Well, it definitely set me back because I would have had like at least probably 8 fights by now, at least. Because I was gonna have fights set up, back to back, but now it got postponed. But now we're getting back on schedule now, so that's what we're doing. Right now we're trying to get back on that schedule of being active.
Right, right. But
Yeah,
you've been able to get into the gym the whole time, and you've had the same sparring partners and things like that, or?
yeah. I've been able to get sparring for the when the COVID hit. I see for that first 3 months, it was rough. But
Yeah.
then, my coach, he figured something out, kept us active, training. It's just the only problem was sparring. But then, he fixed that problem too. And then, we were able to get sparring from different camps and everything like that.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Well, I tell you, you're lucky to be in this South Florida area. I mean, it really is a hot spot for not only boxing, but all combat sports, for MMA and for bare knuckle. And if you go look on USA Boxing now, I bet there's at least one ranked boxer in every category, male or female, from Florida.
Oh,
Most likely from South Florida.
oh yeah. Most definitely. Florida's that's what I want to do too. I want to make Florida known for like, we have fighters, That's what I want to do. I want to have a world title fight, a big world title fight in Florida. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, well, that stadium they built down there, for the Super Bowl, where they had the big DAZN card with
Yeah,
Demetrius Andrade. You know that's as nice a place as any.
Oh yeah. So that's my goal right there. Have the really big world title fight right there in Miami.
So you want to stay in Florida. You don't have dreams to go to Madison Square Garden or.
Oh yeah, like those places I don't mind fighting. I do want to fight in those places, but I'm from Florida. This is my hometown, so I gotta bring the love back down after, I do everything great. Everybody else's hometown.
Exactly. So you can be on an undercard fight up in Madison Square Garden and then come back and get your title fight here in Florida.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Where did
Yeah.
you grow up? Did you grow up in Fort Lauderdale?
Yes, I grew up in Fort Lauderdale.
What part? It's frozen. You're frozen?
Probably getting a phone call.
Yeah, might be getting a phone call or a text. Did he drop or are you all right?
So
Is he coming back in?
when he
He's
comes
trying
back
to,
in,
anyway.
we will go live again for sure. So talking about the Rivalta event, it was a black tie event, red carpets everywhere.
Yeah, it's bad.
Um,
Hello?
hey,
Okay.
Yeah, it went out for a little quick sec.
yeah, it's all
Were
right.
you getting
We
a
were
phone
just-
call coming in or something?
Huh?
Okay.
we were
Yeah.
getting a phone call coming in. Is that what happened?
Yeah, because I'm at the gym right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were just talking about the event. I had a great time. I thought it was really, really well put together. The TV looked really good. I watched a bunch of the fights on YouTube, and it looked good. It looked really good. It looked like if sitting from home or being live. It was a really great event.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I wanted to have a big entrance coming in when I
Yeah,
was walking out. Like I would have even had models, with the face paint and all, holding the staffs and everything. But because of COVID, I couldn't have all that. So
yeah,
I was limited to how I could come out from my entrance because I wanted to make it like a experience for everyone coming there too. So
yeah.
that I wanted to have like a really big entrance coming into the fight.
Who's the fighter that puts the alien uniform on?
Oh, that's Aaron Aponte.
No, the Matt. I'm talking about the alien, the big head with the like Alien the movie.
Oh, Alien the Move. Oh,
All I know
Um,
is Aaron Alien King of Ponte.
yeah,
that's the only one guy I can think of with the alien.
yeah. He comes out. He comes out.
Yeah, but Aaron doesn't have a show like that when he comes out, though.
Yeah,
But
no.
I understand it. I feel you. You got to make an entrance, man. You got to make a name for yourself. You got to stand out from the crowd.
Yeah.
You definitely had a lot of people there with you on Friday night. You had a big fan section. Who are all those people?
Oh, those are my friends. They've been watching me do this for a while, and then they know me as a person. Like even before I started boxing, like fighting is something I've always been doing. Like since I'd say elementary school, I'd always fight. Like that's like something my dad did kung fu, you know, and I did a little bit of that and karate, MMA. So like I was always like to fight, and so like I was always into it. And then I got into boxing because of my friend and everything, and that's how it all started. So like they've been watching me from like they already knew this was for me. They already knew like, oh, if he does anything great, it's probably gonna be in fighting, either wrestling or MMA or boxing. It has to be that or football.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Did you ever do any amateur MMA or?
No, I just trained it, but I never did like any amateur MMA.
Okay.
So this is Michael Hunter walks into the ring in a Halloween costume. As he walked into the ring.
Predator, man. That's not Alien.
Uh, the Predator. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, and when I saw that, I was like, "What the heck?" Like
Yeah,
that was pretty crazy. Yeah, but there was a bunch of people in alien costumes that I just googled. But well, you will get to walk out with all the girls and all the outfits that you want real soon, because what they say every day, it's just a matter of time before everyone gets a vaccination.
yeah. I just been staying home, staying healthy,
Yeah,
eating right, taking my vitamins, everything like that to maintain my body, wash my hands, wear my mask, stuff like that. It's a bummer because like the amount of people I want to come out to my fights can't really come.
yeah,
Like the little section I had was nothing compared to how many people wanted to actually come.
yeah.
Like,
How many tickets they give you?
um, they gave me, I think I was only able to get like 10.
10 tickets.
Yeah,
Yeah, and they were those, tickets to this particular event were expensive because of the whole black tie thing.
Yeah,
yeah,
So I'm sure there were a lot of fans of all the fighters that probably would have liked to come that couldn't. But in the future, when this whole COVID thing is over, man, then you'll have everyone you want can be there.
yeah. Like, oh yeah,
Have a
'cause
whole section.
I
yeah.
was gonna have like I can. I feel like this show I at least would have. I know a guarantee I could have brought in at least 80, 100 people. Guarantee I would have had that because like people have been watching me and like so they know like it's like you have this one friend who's always good at football and he's always disciplined. He's like, yo, this guy has to like
Yeah.
make like that was me like with when it came to fighting. They're like, yo, he got to do something.
So your dad taught you jujitsu?
No, my dad did kung fu.
Kung fu.
Yeah, and sometimes
Okay.
we'd mess around and he would be doing the moves on me and stuff and everything like that. He
Did
was
he?
actually really good. Like he
Yeah.
went to the highest. Like in karate you get a black belt,
Yeah.
but like in kung fu is different. It doesn't go by belt. It goes by like shirt color. So he got the highest, and then he would have continued to keep doing it and teach other people.
Yeah.
But as soon as he got kids and stuff, he just was like, "Let me take care of my kids. It's a responsibility." So
Did he sit you down and say, like, you know, any any kung fu stuff? I mean, moves. I mean, talk to me. Did he go 1, 2, anything?
no, he didn't really like sit there and teach me. It was just like
Yeah.
when I'd mess with him,
Yeah.
and then that's when I'd see what he would do. That's how because he didn't really want me like fighting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
School and anything because he already knew like I was a hothead. Like
Yeah.
I didn't really start anything with people. It was be like I won't like allow bullying type of person.
Were you scared? Were you scared of your dad?
Yeah, when I was younger, yeah.
Yeah. You wouldn't talk back, no?
Nah,
No,
nah.
no, no. You're afraid. You're afraid. Yeah. I remember Kung Fu came into. You might be a little too young for the show Kung Fu with Dean Carradine. Matt knows, right? Right, Matt. That was like our show
You're
growing up.
talking about kung fu, where he's walking across the desert and he goes into the old west towns
Yes.
from
Yes.
the early 1970s. Is that what
Yes.
you're talking about?
That's what I'm talking about, Matt.
Yeah, there's no way you don't know that show, do you, Kenneth?
No, I don't. I don't know that.
Okay. It's real funny because the main actor, David Carradine, didn't really know kung fu, but he was
Yeah.
like this Shaolin monk, that was in the old west, and he would beat people up every episode. And
Yeah.
actually, it was a concept from Bruce Lee, but they
Right.
didn't
And he was
want to
supposed to
cast
be.
Bruce
He
Lee
was
in it
supposed to be.
because he was Asian.
Right.
So they cast this other guy to be a Shaolin monk.
Yeah.
And it was it was a good show, don't get me wrong, but I haven't seen it in 30 years, and I don't know how Steve just remembered it because it hasn't been anywhere.
Yeah,
Well, when you mention kung fu, that's what I know about kung fu. That's That's
Yeah,
as far as kung fu that I've been.
I watched really mostly like a lot of the kung fu movies when I was younger. I watched like that's something me and my dad would do like every Friday and Saturday night. Watch
Like
a
which
lot of
ones?
kung fu movies. Like, bro, we had watched a lot. Enter the Dragon, uh, the 13 Chambers. Like, we watched a lot of those.
Yeah.
I
Did,
remember
did
the one
you did you do
that
any nunchucks or any? Do you do any? Do you ever
I,
get into that?
yeah, I got into the staff. You know, like the
Yeah.
staff and
Uh-huh.
spear and the sword. That's those were like my thing. I didn't I feel like the nunchucks were too cliche and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I felt like they were too much for show.
Yeah. But I
Yeah.
mean, when you watch Bruce Lee,
Oh no,
and
yeah,
you just have to pick up a pair. It's just like
yeah,
he
yeah.
did it. He's so fast with those. But
Yeah, but
yeah,
then you
so
start swinging them around and you clock yourself in the head, and there goes that, you know?
Yeah,
yeah,
one
I used to
time
have the rubber ones.
those
Yeah,
things were pretty bad when you mess up.
Yeah.
yeah. So you were talking about being a hothead when you were growing up. Do you think now that you're a professional boxer that you are still a hothead, or that you've calmed down a little
I
bit?
don't know. Like as soon as I got into boxing, like it started calming down more because like when I first started, I'd like if I get really hard, I used to get mad and just like I'd come in like a bull. But now that like boxing kind of teaches you life. That's one thing that a lot of people don't understand. Like it teaches you life, and discipline. It's like it teaches you like how to keep your emotions in check and why you should. So like that's why I'm a lot more calmer now. So like if
Right. Well, you
someone,
learn that. Yeah,
yeah,
you
if
learn
someone,
that sparring. You know,
oh yeah,
once
that's how I learned that sparring.
yeah, you go in the ring there and you're angry, and the kid across from you is more experienced, lights you up like a Christmas tree, and all of a sudden you start rethinking things. Maybe
Oh
I'm
yeah,
going to use my head a little bit more and learn this stuff. Um, but some, obviously there are some famous boxers that are always hotheads that never grow out of it. But there are most that are really just, relaxed and humble. And, um, your friend Marcel there, man, that guy he's been calm, cool, and collective, as far as
oh yeah, yeah. That's how
every
he is.
time I've seen him. There's we ran into Marlon Kelly there also. I'm sure you know him.
Yeah,
That guy, same thing, cool as a cucumber all the time. Um, but then, you get guys like Mike Tyson, who finally, at this stage of his life, is calming down a little now that he's 50 something. But he still has that inside of him, you know, where he can get real explosive or real upset, and I don't want to see that side of him, but
Did you
yeah.
did you see that fight, Tyson?
Yes, I did actually. Yeah, I
What'd you
seen it.
think of it?
I felt like Evander would have been a better choice. You
Yeah.
know, because Roy Jones, he didn't make it fair like to everyone who was so hyped for the fight.
Yeah.
He didn't make it fair because like that literally they could have did what they did in the gym with nobody watching.
Right.
Literally because like you're so amped up to see it and like it was like you let the YouTubers have a more interesting, better fight than
Yeah.
the event. Like it didn't
did,
happen.
did did you think Mike Tyson was holding back a little bit? Like,
I didn't feel like he was holding back a little bit. I just felt like he was trying to fight, but then Roy Jones was just not trying to. I feel like
engage.
Roy Jones had like amped up the ante, then Mike Tyson would have also hyped up too. But
Yeah.
Roy Jones was just holding and pity patting, so Tyson was just was like, hey, whatever. You can see, I saw it on his face that he looks like he got frustrated
Yeah.
with
I
that.
saw you going like this a lot in your fight. Is that something your coach says cover up and you go like this, or is that a
Well, like,
Mike Tyson thing, or
yeah,
like
with me,
where's that
like I
from?
like to keep my guard up like this because it's
Yeah.
like I'm good at catching and blocking,
Right.
So like that way, so sometimes if I don't want to move my head, I'll just catch and block and throw a quick counter,
Yeah.
like that. Cause
Yeah. It
like
worked.
I'm better like, cause like I'm a combination puncher.
Yeah.
it's like my punches they're better in combination. So like I like to keep my hands like within punching range. So I don't like to like have my hands down like some
Right.
fighters do. They have their hands down and fancy. I don't like to do that. You know.
Yeah. Did you ever try that Tyson style, the peekaboo kind of, you know?
Yeah, I tried it before. You know, I can kind of do it, but it's not like my style. You know, they give me the nickname really because when I came in the gym, like I would hit really hard and I would hit with like with aggression and authority.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
And
I
how did you watch?
it's crazy.
Are you gonna
Yeah.
watch that fight?
I mean, yeah, probably only because a lot of people are watching it, but I don't support that fight.
Yeah.
No, I have zero interest in it. You won't hear anything about that fight
Yeah.
from me. I don't
It's like
care who wins.
I just feels
I'm
like it's
certainly not going to
unfair.
pay my hard-earned money for it, you know?
Exactly,
Did,
it's
did, did,
unfair.
did you watch Tyson? Did you watch Mayweather against McGregor, Conor McGregor?
Yeah,
See
I
that
did.
fight?
Like a lot of the people who don't really watch boxing watch that. So
Yeah, yeah.
like you know,
I mean, Mayweather lost a few rounds. The first few rounds, he was. I mean, that was his game plan to let McGregor get gassed and then go to town. But if you think about it, he lost the first few rounds.
Yeah,
yeah,
but he was never in trouble, you
He was
know?
never in trouble, but he didn't punch once, and McGregor, threw a lot more punches in the first like 5 rounds.
yeah. I think that Mayweather's part is just waiting. You know, he always has a game plan or people like that. Even with this fight here, he just has a game plan for this guy. That's why he's probably taking it. Mayweather wouldn't take anything that's a risk to him.
Yeah,
He's not
I,
gonna
I,
take.
I'm like, I don't like Matt doesn't want to have anything to do with that or talk about it, but I'm actually excited to see Mayweather get in the ring. I don't care who it is with. Like, I really don't. I just want to see, Mayweather. He's an exciting fighter to watch.
Well, I watched the Conor McGregor fight. I was interested in that because
Yeah, that
Conor
Connor's a real
he at
fighter.
least had like a 1 in 10,000 chance of landing a good punch on Mayweather, and he's got knockout power, McGregor, and is.
Yeah,
But I mean, this guy Logan Paul has no chance to do anything, and it's just it's embarrassing. I don't see why. I know why he wants to do it, but I don't know why people would pay to see that. You know, if he wants to go fight another high level MMA guy, that's fine. But not
Yeah,
someone like Logan Paul.
yeah. That I don't. Yeah, I don't support that fight, man. There's like a lot of people that give this boxing stuff their lives to and like actually die in the ring and then here comes this guy doesn't even train that long and he's getting paid big bucks and stuff like that just because he has a lot of subscribers and likes, you know. I don't
yeah.
know.
Yeah, I don't think they should have allowed that other guy to fight.
At least not
Nate
fight.
Robinson, man. You know
Did
You know,
Tyson just call out Logan Paul?
what's
Did
that?
you just call out Logan Paul?
Who?
Kenneth?
who Logan Paul, man,
Yeah.
that guy doesn't want no smoke, man. That,
Did you just call him out?
Yeah, Tyson, you should, come on
that,
now.
that he couldn't get in the ring with me. I only get in there with real boxers. He's not a real boxer, you know.
$10
He might.
million, Tyson. Would you step in the ring with?
Oh, $10 million.
Ah,
That's business right there. I'll
that's
take his
right.
money.
That's a prize fighter for you, man.
I'll
Give me
take.
the prize. Yeah,
Yeah,
everyone's been calling him out recently. Just for a money fight, you get paid.
It's just
You
my
know,
thing is just don't. I don't like how he's on the show with actual boxers. Like
yeah,
you should do their own thing. Like have their. You shouldn't be on a card with real boxers who
yeah,
really do the sport. You know.
yeah.
yeah.
You think he should
Well,
just be like a celebrity boxing separate event?
Exactly, because then you have guys out here in the streets, just like when I'm training, guys on the street like, well, if he can do it, I can do it. Then they come in the gym. Next, they don't show up after a week. You know, because it's not easy.
Yeah,
These guys is they're going on there, train for a good month, 2 months, fight, and then now they think they're boxers. No, you're not a boxer, man.
yeah.
You know, you do this for fun. We do this for a living. There's a difference.
Oh yeah, for sure, for
Yeah.
sure. Shout out to Damon Feldman, Celebrity Boxing. They have an event in Florida all the time, and they actually match up celebrities to fight against each other, and it's quite interesting. Last time I had went, it was a good show. But I think you have a good point there about um, people, they stay off the card and just do,
Yeah,
let the professional boxers box, and let the celebrities have their
exactly.
show.
Like even when because I watched the whole thing, like from the
Yeah,
undercard all the way up to the Tyson fight.
yeah,
I didn't I didn't appreciate how like the real boxers were like under even the Badu Jack fight was like right before the Logan Paul fight. I'm like that doesn't make no sense. Like those are real boxers. Those are real fighters. They should be the main event, if anything, not the YouTubers or Nate Robinson.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
yeah,
that would be separate. That should have been
Well, if they put them on the card at all, they're going to want to put them, as the main event because they want all the people to stay,
exactly one
inside the arena and not leave.
and not leave. Yeah, I get it. It's a business move. All that stuff is a business move. So like I get that part of it.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe they are actually bringing new fans to boxing. Maybe some of their followers would look at some of the fights in the undercard and say, "Wow, that's what that's supposed to look like,"
yeah,
The
and
difference.
and start following them, or instead of just bringing in money in that night for that fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. You have a good point there. I mean, that's why I look at it from both ways. I mean, it does bring people more into boxing and look at boxing more because there's a lot of stuff going on that people can get distracted from. So it'll be a good way to like for people to keep their eye on the sport.
yeah,
Right. Because boxing is, when I was growing up,
I just
and
want people to take the sport serious. That's the only thing. I just want people to take it serious. I don't want people to like, oh, it's boxing. Like, if that YouTuber guy can do it, anyone can do it. You're not doing anything, because the last thing you want to do is like have been training your whole life, fighting your whole life, and then like people look at you and think, oh, you're playing a game like boxing. Like you want to have that same respect that you know,
yeah,
one thing.
for
I'd
sure,
say,
for sure.
yeah,
Who's the most
right,
famous boxer you
pay-per-view,
know?
people are
Or you
shelling
met?
out 50, 60, $70 to see you fight.
yeah,
Who
Um,
who have you met? In the boxing world. Uh,
well,
yeah,
well, I met Evander. I met Evander. I met the other guy who fought Tyson too, Riddick Bowe.
yeah. At the
Um,
heavyweight factory.
yeah, and I met
Yeah,
this other guy. Damn, he fought Tyson too, but he doesn't be at. He's not at the heavyweight factory. His name starts with a D. Forgot.
D.
Yeah, his name starts with a D. I think. Damn. I met Mychek Saliski.
Uh huh.
Yeah, I met them. Actually, been in the gym with them before. And I met Patrick. I think it's Patrick something. Those guys, they're like, I think they're Russian, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken. Like Patrick, I've been in the ring and actually sparred Patrick. You know, and this other guy, he fought at 140. He fought Bartholomew for the belt. And
Rancis.
yeah,
Rancis, Bartholomew.
yeah,
Yeah.
I actually was in training camp with Ramses for that fight.
Wow.
Like, yeah, I was actually in training camp with him. We sparred and everything like that. Actually, was in training camp with him, and like at
So
my
what,
gym,
as you were wait, when you were an amateur, Tyson, or
this was when I was amateur. This was way
okay, so they
before,
brought you in
yeah,
to give him
so,
some work.
yeah. So like way before I was pro, I was getting like pro work and meeting pros.
Yeah,
Like that's why like I slowly started like wanting to like leave the amateur ranking because my
yeah,
plan was not to stay in the amateurs for too long.
right.
You know, I wanted to be in the pros. And like I
Yeah.
like the pros pace better than the amateurs pace. You know,
And which fighter you look up to, like you try to emulate, or um,
I know a lot of people always say Floyd, man, and I do like Floyd, but I
Yeah.
like Canelo Alvarez. Like that's where I
Who?
try to emulate Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah,
Canelo. Yeah.
Yeah, I try to emulate his style because like you literally see after each fight he gets better. Like you see it, you know. Other than
yeah, yeah. He's amazing. He's amazing. He has gotten better and better throughout his whole career. And
Chi-
I can't wait to see him fight again. It's been too long, you know.
What's up, Chico? What's up, Ryan?
That's Ryan Chico, his coach, most famous guy he knows. If there's like the 6 degrees of separation, I'm sure Chico has like 1 degree of separation to anyone in the world.
Yeah,
He
he
knows
knows
everyone in the
everybody.
boxing world, that's for sure. Um, Down here, but it's
yeah,
there's a lot of people that come to these fights. We saw a lot of people at that WBA event. Future champions that they had down in Hialeah last year. Luis Ortiz was there, and Rigando, and it's just a bunch of guys that train in Miami too that
Yeah.
are just
Y-
world
y-
class fighters. So
your face doesn't look like you got into a fight this past weekend.
yeah.
How you feeling? Your recovery?
I'm feeling good. Like the guy didn't really hit me a lot,
Yeah.
or I feel like I didn't get hit at all.
Your
And if I
cheeks,
did,
nothing? No
nope,
black eyes? Nothing.
nothing. Like if he probably did hit me, probably was like not a flush shot. Probably was like a
yeah, I think he hit you once because we got a picture of it.
yeah. He probably
We
yeah.
got
See,
a picture of his glove right in.
he did hit me, but once.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
that other picture that we used for the thumbnail today, that was a nice shot, man. That was right down the middle of his guard, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh man, you guys haven't seen nothing. If this guy wasn't holding, this fight would have been different. Like then you guys could see like what I could really do because I couldn't really do too much because he was holding. So it's like I had to be aggressive and get a little sloppy because he was holding. You know.
Yeah. Well, one of us will definitely be at that M&R card in February because they're
Uh,
they're they're great people.
oh yeah, they have great fights too. They be having a lot of great fights on their card.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll definitely be down there for that.
All
And
right.
we wish you luck. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to? Any sponsors you have or?
Man, I just want to give a shout out to all my friends who pulled up. A shout out to you guys for having me here on this interview. I
Thanks for
really
coming
like it.
on.
Yeah, so big shout out to you guys mainly, and thank you for having me. You know, and
Our
shout
pleasure,
out
man.
and shout out to my coaches too for helping me. You know, build my career because if it wasn't for them, they're not just coaches. They do a lot more in
Yeah.
the background. So,
Yeah. Is Chico there now?
but Chico, nah, he's not there. He's home. You know,
He's not here.
no, he's home. My other coach is here with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. He could have jumped on the camera for a minute. Say hi.
Oh yeah, Chico doesn't like cameras, man. He does not like cameras.
No, he doesn't.
No.
Don't ever do an interview in his office either.
Oh yeah.
He's got too much memorabilia there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. But listen, we look forward as soon as you know that date in February. Let us know, and we'll promote for you. And we'll definitely go down there and see that fight again. They're great people. The M&R Boxing Promotion. So shout out to them. Do you have any friends, anyone that you want to give a shout out to that might be fighting soon that our audience should know about?
Well, I think in January. I'm not sure when in January, but in January, actually, two of my teammates are actually fighting, and they're gonna be like it's gonna be a good action packed fight. Like you guys seen my fight was action packed, and like everyone that I train with in this camp is a good fighter. So it's gonna be two of them fighting, and they're gonna be pretty good. It's gonna be in January. So when I get the date, I'll let you guys know. But it's gonna be a pretty good fight. It's gonna be their first pro debut, so they're gonna come out banging for their pro debuts. It's gonna be a good
Yeah. And advice you would give to them, being your, three fights in, You know, what advice would you give to them going as their first fight?
The first fight going in, I'll tell them to
Yeah,
stay calm.
yeah,
Stay calm and choose your shots, because and try to keep the butterflies down, because first pro fights is always like you get those butterflies, you get anxious. Even
yeah.
when you're with the guy, you might get too anxious. It's better to like stay calm and everything.
Who's
So
this?
that's my game,
Who's
man.
Jeffrey Brown?
It's probably one of my friends from Instagram.
What's up, Jeffrey? Yeah. So guys, follow him, Kenneth Tyson Sene on Instagram at KJ_so_original. Follow the Fighting News. You know all the avenues at The Fighting News on YouTube, The Fighting News on Facebook, _fighting_news on Instagram. Follow us on our website. Subscribe. You get all the great articles that Matt writes and Mike writes. It's thefightingnews.com. And I like this interview so much, Matt. Get me Tyson's size and his address, and we're going to mail you a limited edition Fighting News T-shirt, my friend.
All right, thank you very much, man.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
wait, let's back up a minute.
Oh,
Did you say Matt? You're right next to the man. Well,
I'm not giving out his
you know
address.
what I mean?
I'm not giving out his address to all
Tyson
his
DM us,
fans.
man.
You might get underwear, women's underwear in the mail and stuff. Those women hear the word Tyson, and their underpants come flying off.
You need a towel. You need the black towel with just the hole cut for your neck, and that's what you need to walk out in next time. Just like Mike.
Yeah, I'm gonna slowly do that and stuff. I try not to imitate him too much. Like, I do have the name Tyson, but I try to like have my own style, and everything like that. I don't want to talk crazy like he did,
No.
Yeah, that was too.
Keep true to yourself, my friend.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
look, Tyson Fury was named after him, so there you have another heavyweight champ who was actually named after the guy. So,
Yeah.
there's other people who can, who can imitate him more or whatever if they want to. But
Yeah.
we like seeing you fight the other night. We look forward to following your career and all that, and we'll definitely do that.
All right. Thank you very.
Thanks, Tyson.
Okay, thanks for coming on, Kenneth.
Thanks.
All right, you guys have a wonderful night.
All right,
Thank
you got it.
All right, have a good night.
All right, you too.
So that's a show, Matt. It's a good show. Nice, humble kid. We wish him luck in the future.
Yeah, they all
have a
are.
lot to say, yeah.
One or two exceptions, but nobody's perfect. But most of them are, man. Most of the kids in this area that are good fighters are also really good people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure. So let's just do a recap of this past weekend. We went to 2 events. Thursday night, I'm sorry, we went to BYB Extreme Backyard Brawl.
Yeah, which we can't talk about because it's going to be televised on the 12th.
We can't talk about it, but tune in to 12/12 and watch it on Fight TV. That's Dada 5000 event and Mike Vasquez, which is called BYB Extreme. It was at the Hard Rock, and the Fighting News was invited to go. So big shout out to them. We covered it. We got a bunch of good interviews that are going to be coming out December 12th, right after they play it. And then Friday night, we went to an event, Matt, just to go over it a little bit. Basically, we had a lot of blue corners winning, right? And in the blue corner, right, Matt?
Well, that's usually the way it goes.
Yeah. Yeah. The only one we saw that was a little bit of an upset, which was Derek Cuevas versus Damian Bonelli.
Yes, from Argentina.
from Argentina. I mean, Derek was 23-0-1.
Yes.
And Damien's record was 23-8-0, which 7 of those 8 in a row were losses.
Right
So
now, the thing is, Derek Cuevas is, and we've seen him fight a bunch of times
yeah, a
at
bunch
the
of
Hard
times.
Rock. He maybe it was the COVID to say he didn't look like he has in the past, but at the same time, the guy from Argentina was very strong, very experienced. He's had 20 knockouts, even though he lost his last 7 fights or whatever. You're talking about a powerful guy who's experienced with knockout power, who's from Argentina.
Yeah.
Now, I noticed this at the M&R fights too, because they brought in a couple of opponents from Argentina too. These people come to fight.
Yeah.
And they fight harder than some of the opponents that they bring in from other parts of the United States.
Right.
And that's just the way it is. That's the way it is. So this was a tougher guy. Yes, he lost his last seven fights, but he was strong. He put the pressure on Cuevas. Yes, he got a point taken off for hitting in the back of the head. I don't think it did that much damage to him. I just didn't think Cuevas was that aggressive from the beginning of the fight to the end.
Yeah.
And again, I think we're used to seeing him a little bit more aggressive than he was that night.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe it had to do with the main event, because he's usually the main event. His last few cards, he was the main event. I don't know.
Yeah, he's usually up there for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But that was a good fight to me. That stood out as a really good fight.
Well, it was the upset of the night, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out, guys. That was a great fight. And then, Yuneski Gonzalez was the main event. He came out with a all decked out with a very expensive looking jacket with a hoodie with fur on it.
It was red and white. I thought, is he from a distance at first? I thought he was going for like a Santa Claus kind of thing, But then when he came closer,
when I first saw the picture, I didn't get that that night. But when I saw my pictures, I was like, that's pretty funny that you say that.
Yeah, but it's good to see him back in the ring. He had a good career, and now he's on a comeback, and it's good to see him. He's fought some of the biggest names in the business. So
yeah, well, shout out to him. He's with Box Lab Management, and let's see if they can get him some money fights.
Yes, and Box Lab also has Luis El Chucho Melendez. It's always good to see him fight.
Oh, Chucho! First round was actually 131 of the second round KO. I got the picture to prove it.
Yeah, we posted. We got the knockout. The knockout happened. It was real quick. It was from they were in the corner, one of the corners of the ring. So if you blinked, you really missed it. Which when I watched it live, I blinked at that time and I didn't see. But it was a relatively short left hand, and it just landed right on the mark, and it knocked him out, and that was it, man. Lights out.
Yeah.
But he's been knocking guys out his whole career, so I'm really excited to see where he goes.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, Barletier. I mean, that kid is what's he fighting at 123? He's like 6 feet tall.
Featherweight.
Yeah, and he's 6 feet tall, and he's got a long reach, and he's a great kid. He was a top ranked amateur. He won the nationals. He would have made the Olympic team, but he had an injury. So it's going to be great to see where that guy goes. Also, so shout out to Man.
We got an interview with him also.
Yes, we do.
Bang. We saw Bang. And
Bang Williams. All right, that guy always puts on a show. We've seen him a bunch of times. We saw him on an M&R card also. But he puts on a show. That's for sure. He's a good fighter.
And then Nelson Machado fought.
Yep.
He won.
Yeah, it was a good card. It was a really good card, and it was a great event. It was good to see everyone all dressed up. Guys in wearing tuxes, women in the dresses, and all that, and it was nice event. So
yeah, saw Yuli.
yeah,
Yuli
Yuli
was
Diaz
there.
was there.
Shout out to the Monster. Shout out to Dana Brooke, his lovely girlfriend. She was there.
Yes,
His kids were
the
there.
Junior Monsters were there.
Junior Monsters were there.
Who
Yeah,
they were in their tuxes and they're spending their days in the gym also training. So
it was a good night. It was a good night had by all. I saw today. I saw Yuli on a radio show with Pitbull talking about his 3-second knockout. It was pretty surreal when you hear Pitbull saying it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and then they also announced, speaking of good Argentinian boxers, Carolina Duer is going to be on the next card. She was a IFB and WBA champion,
Yeah, they had
two-time
her
world champion. So she's going to fight on the card in February.
Yeah.
So that's going to be exciting. It's supposedly, well, not supposedly, it is the first time that Rivalta has put females on his card, and females put on a show. All right, there's a lot of good female fighters in South Florida here. We saw that in the Bad Davis promotion last January, where Maureen Shade, she really stole that show.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to Carolina putting on a good show in February, and shout out to her.
Let's go.
And what else do we have going on? All right, so this weekend, the 12th, we have Lefty Guns, who we interviewed last week. So our friend Lefty is going to be fighting on the card is it's in Georgia, but there's an app that you can download to watch it. It's a BPE network, and there is a discount code, Lefty Guns, and that's on our Instagram. So if you want to see him, download the app. All right, that's gonna be quite a show. All right, I'm looking forward to seeing him fight, definitely. And what else do we have going on this weekend?
So it's fight week. We have Rise Fighting Championships on. That's the finales is coming.
Right, that's their team finales. That's going to be in Lake Worth. Is that open to the public, or?
That's open to the public. It's going to be at the Bamboo Room on the 12th, which is Saturday the 12th.
Yes.
There's limited seating. Check out www.risefc.com. Get your tickets now. There's limited seating. Brought to you by a bunch of people.
Anything else local?
That's the two that I know.
Yeah, so there's also on the 12th, there's boxing. There's also a Showtime and a DAZN card. You have Anthony Joshua and Cuvette Pulev. Remember the big heavyweight that kissed the reporter?
Yeah.
Got in trouble for that. All right, he's no joke. I think he's going to give Joshua a hard fight. I think if Joshua's in shape, I think he should be able to take him, but it's definitely going to be competitive.
Uh-huh.
And you also have Chris Colbert is also fighting. It's his first main event on Showtime. A year ago at this time, all these announcers were scratching their head, saying, "Oh, this guy talks a lot, but can he fight? Can he fight?" Now he's headlining an event on Showtime. So Chris Colbert he's from that same area that Lefty Guns is from, and they came up at different times, or maybe. But
what about this fight coming up?
Huh?
What about this fight coming up?
Triple G. What about it?
That's coming up this weekend too.
Yeah. I just want to show everyone my mug. Now I got this, it's a Marvel mug, but it's got this. It says Zach on it, and I don't ever remember seeing that. I'm like, who the hell put a Zach sticker on my mug?
Okay. Have you figured it out yet?
No one. I asked everyone around. No one around here knows where it came from. Zach. Who's Zach?
Maybe you went to a bar mitzvah and they gave out these Marvel mugs, or maybe you went to a party, or maybe you stole Zach's freaking mug at work, at school.
There is a Zach at work, but
yeah, maybe you stole it. Where do you don't remember? I remember all my coffee mugs in my drawer where I got them. Like, I specifically remember. I'm like, oh, I bought those there. Oh, 7-Eleven. Oh, Starbucks. I got all the name brand.
yeah, if I'm drinking out of someone else's mug, I got it. I like it though because it's big, and especially you need a lot of coffee in the morning. But
yeah,
we're talking about coffee mugs. You know what that means, Steve? That means it's time to cut this show short.
You heard it. You heard it. Matt called it. He started the show. He's ending the show.
That's what I do. I start things and I end them.
How's the back of that shirt looking, Matt? Let me see.
It looks great.
What's on the back?
You can't see it in the light, though.
Oh, okay. Anything on the back or no?
Yes.
All right. So work on getting me Tyson's.
It says, "Kiss me, I'm Irish."
Kiss me, I'm Irish.
And it has a shamrock on it.
I made shirts today that say, "Just a tip for waitresses at a bar." Pretty funny, right?
Yeah, that's one of those. What do they call those? Double entendres.
Yeah,
I got it.
What it was.
I got it.
So, peace out, people. Peace, peace, peace. Matt, we have any promotions about T-shirts? Got any promotions that we're giving away T-shirts?
Oh, yeah, we didn't run a contest tonight.
We didn't run a contest tonight, but look forward to
it. But if there is someone that's still tuned in right now, you put a comment on there, Steve will send you a T-shirt.
Boom, shakalaka.
Because whoever is still listening to this deserves something. Maybe even a little more than a T-shirt.
I saw something, Matt, that says basically the next 100 people that put a comment will follow you back, type of thing. You ever see something like that?
Yeah, but I don't want to follow anyone just to follow them, Yeah. I don't know. You did do the right thing. That's your call.
And 3, 2, 1. Peace out.